What's going on, everybody? I am here with Jim Emelson. We are in Toronto EXP Group. We are talking about just some reasons why real estate agents would hold back from looking at a new opportunity, something that could potentially enhance their business and lifestyle, and just in general, take an opportunity that is not as clear cut as these other brands and these other models have been out there. When you have something that is pioneering the space, a lot of times, people, it takes a while to make a decision. So for yourself, who has now moved over and had a great experience on that transition, a little bit about why you feel agents would hold back and what it really does hold them back from making a move.
Well, I mean, we know fear is paralyzing, right? Like in life in general, like if you're afraid, it's like hard to make a move. I think that probably a huge fear, if you're with one of the big brands, and I was with one of the big brands, is that you probably joined that brand because you felt that being part of that brand would automatically bring, because there's recognition. Like consumers know, there's a few big names in the Canadian market, the same in the US market, that everybody knows. So, and then when you join those big brands, they constantly remind you that part of your success, they say, is because on your business card, on your website, there's that logo. And I think that even though as real estate agents, intrinsically, we know that our success is based on what we do and what we bring to the table, it's pretty easy to fall into that fear belief that maybe that logo on my business card had more to do with my success than I really want to acknowledge. Yeah.
That's a great point. And to tie into that is just our experience from being, like I said, an independent firm. We were set up, being an entrepreneur my entire life. I would not have even looked at this because when I first, found out about it, I just had no interest in ever wanting to go from being independent to under a brokerage. Yeah. But when I really looked at this, I realized it isn't what it looks like it's so different, right? It allows you to have ownership. It allows you everything that you would want to have to own your own brokerage, to have that independence, but without the risk, the overhead costs, everything else that you wouldn't want. So that's kind of it. To me, it's a sweet spot. It's a good hybrid to be able to take your business and just explode that.
Yeah. Do you remember a funny thing on fear? You and I had a conversation just before I switched because I already made the decision to come over, and I'm like, example of fear. Mm-hmm. What about deposit checks? How do I there's no, I sell a listing. Normally the buyer's agent delivers the deposit check to the brokerage. Now, what happens with that? So anyway, long story short, I sold the listing in the first few days with EXP, and I learned how it works. Mm-hmm. You take the check. I met with the buyer's agent as a listing agent, which actually was good because it allowed us to iron out a few things. I took that check directly to CIBC. I have the trust account information. I deposit it, then I send the receipt to EXP head office. It was so easy, but it was a simple thing. Even that, I was a little bit afraid of, honestly.
Sure. Yeah, I know it was holding up, some of the decisions, right? Yeah. There's always, and that's kind of how it always is. I encourage everybody, go out there, do your due diligence. Speak to other people, right? I mean, you might have somebody that's working with you and explaining the model, but I encourage you to get in touch with other people at the company that have left maybe from your current brokerage or that have been there at EXP for 2-3 years now. Because it is, like I said, fear does hold you back, but you can't let fear hold you back from some of the biggest opportunities in your business. You owe it to your family, I always say, to take a look at this, because it could essentially change everything for you. I know, there's always a good analogy that, somebody was using too. It was about, Mark Zuckerberg really with Facebook, when he invited 5 people to his dorm room. It was 4 or 5 for that first meeting on Facebook, and only 2 showed up. Yeah. I know some things happened along the way, but they're still billionaires at the end of the day for their equity of showing up. And just, you never know the opportunity, regardless of what you may have heard out there or what you think somebody what the model is. So just take a look at it, do your own due diligence, and see if it's the right fit.
100%.
So if you want to learn more about EXP Realty, what we're doing with Toronto EXP Group, we're holding some great events, we're doing some great masterminds. So definitely reach out, hit the link below, reach out to myself, Jim. We look forward to talking to you.
Thanks, guys.
Thanks.